All right, everybody. Eric Gensler here for BigCommerce, and now we will go through some of the different platforms that are out there and how BigCommerce is different. So, first one that we come up to the most is Shopify, and Shopify is a great platform. They do a lot of good things. They do a lot of things right. The main thing that we differentiate ourselves from them is that we tend to, again, focus on established businesses, and they tend to focus mostly on startups, right? Folks that are just getting started that maybe want to start drop shipping things that don't have an established business already. So there's one big differentiator. As far as from a platform perspective, the two biggest things that we differentiate from Shopify are one, we have way more functionality out of the box. You can do tons of stuff with our functionality that require apps on Shopify. So for things like if they need robust options or need to customize the checkout, if they want a wish list, if they want customer groups, if they want that segmentation for those customer groups, all of that requires extra apps on Shopify. And on ours, it's just out of the box functionality. Probably the biggest one that differentiates us and Shopify is that we don't have any proprietary systems besides our e-commerce software. Shopify, they have Shopify Payments, which is a white labeled version of Stripe. If you don't use Shopify Payments, if you want to use something like Square Payments or any other type of payment, then you get an extra charge on top of whatever transaction fee that payment processor is already charging you. And then they don't plug in with POSs. They have their own POS. So again, they're just as much of a competitor for us as they are probably for you guys. Magento is, again, we've discussed this before, but Magento is very, very expensive for a merchant to own, right? On BigCommerce, we take care of all of that technical headache that you don't want to take care of. On Magento, you have to pay for your hosting, which can get very, very expensive to do well. You have to pay for your PCI compliance and your security. A lot of merchants are on Magento 1 right now and needing to move to Magento 2. That's a $30,000 upgrade. It's not even an upgrade so much as it is a replatform. So again, if you're a developer or someone that can work on the website and host it yourself, it might be a better fit for you. For merchants, though, everything is expensive. Everything is an extra cost, and it just becomes very, very cumbersome to own. Any updates, any break fixes we take care of, you would have to pay for them on Magento. And then another one that we come across a lot is WooCommerce. So WooCommerce is a plugin for WordPress. And so WooCommerce is kind of like Shopify and Magento put together. It's like Shopify in the sense that it requires a lot of different apps. So just to have WooCommerce, you don't have enough to sell online with just WooCommerce. You have to get a shipping app and a payments plugin, and a lot of times about 5 or 6 other apps just to start selling. A lot of times those apps are free, but a lot of times they start charging you after you start making sales. So again, it requires a lot of apps to add on functionality that BigCommerce just has outside the box. And then like Magento, you have to pay for your hosting, you have to pay for PCI compliance. There is no support, you have to pay for that separately. So it's kind of like a mix of the two. BigCommerce, we give you all that hosting, we give you all the support, we take care of all that security and PCI and technical headache that you don't want to do. But then again, you don't need a bunch of apps to operate on us. We have a ton of great functionality right outside the box. But a ton of people use WordPress, and so that's why WooCommerce is so popular. But now we can actually plug into WordPress using BigCommerce. So BigCommerce, we just released our plugin for WordPress that goes directly against all WooCommerce clients, right? Because now a WooCommerce client can continue to use their WordPress site, but use us on the back end instead of WooCommerce. So they get all the functionality, hosting, and support that BigCommerce provides, all while still using their WordPress site on the front end. So this is brand new. It's very exciting. It's now gone full GA, so anybody can use it. It's out of the beta. And please let us know if you have any clients that are currently using WooCommerce that are interested in switching off. This could be a great fit for them. If they're using a different system to sell online, so if they're using that Shopify, Magento, or any other of these carts that you see here, we can actually transfer their data for free into a BigCommerce store. So that's huge for clients, because one of the hardest things to get clients to move is actually to get the initial ball rolling, right? Most of the time we hear from clients or merchants that, yeah, man, I'm on WooCommerce or I'm on Shopify and I want to move and I know I need to move, but God, who has the time, right? I have this business, I have a family, I want to sleep at some point. So this takes away a lot of that heavy lifting. We just take care of it for them. So with these free automated transfers, they hit a button and within a few minutes, it transfers over all their products, all their categories, their pictures, their pricing, their customers, any photos or product photos that they have. So again, it does that bulk of the heavy lifting, getting that data over to BigCommerce without the merchant having to do it manually. So especially great for folks that are trying to move off these cards or folks that are just thinking about testing this out. They're more than welcome to do this on a trial, test it out, transfer the data, and then again, make it super easy for them to pull the trigger and actually start on BigCommerce where they can start processing easier using their Square POS and Square Payments.